Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through and reviewing my round 10 for AFL SuperCoach, as well as going through my trades and my sort of thoughts along with as we get into this buy period. I know that SuperCoach is a little bit different to AFL Fantasy with the limited trade, so you cannot flip as much, but obviously having a more completed side, it's a little bit easier to plan out, to have players playing, etc. Especially when you have, more playing rookies on the bench rather than on field. So before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, especially as it will be, even though we know that, or at least I know that I'll be uploading 12 p.m. each day, and then subsequent videos, if there are multiples on that day, are 1 and 2 p.m. So anyway, let's jump into the video, I guess. 24.46, top 3%, not the worst round for me. A round rank of 5,152, total score of 21,997. I believe that's around 600 or 700 off the pace, but it's not too bad. And then the season rank of 563, we're in the upwards direction, we're going well. And a team value of 13,387. I believe that is mostly based on the fact that I brought in 160k, so we made roughly around 160k, and we're going in the right direction here. And then trades available now. I don't think that's updated. Let me just check if that, as that will update to, I believe, 2 and 17. I want to say. Yep, there you go. As I had just undone my picks. Undone my trades, sorry for this review, and then I'll do them in the preview. Luke Ryan 122, what a trade and that was. And then you had the Nick Dacos VC for a 105. I'm glad that I did go Gorn in the end, over taking the Nick Dacos VC. It did suck for fantasy, but at least Gorn got the 109, so it did profit a little bit. That Dacos game, if he hadn't butchered the ball, that would have been a 180. Like, legitimately with the way he was playing. If his kicking efficiency was about 70%, he would have had about 4 or 5 less clangers, at least, if not more, like 7 or 8. And he would have also had a lot more points just through SuperCoach valuing efficiency. So he could have been a 160, 170, somewhere up there. That was how good that game was. What does this say? I don't care about that anyway. Nick Martin, a 100 clean. That's all right, considering I believe he was butchering the ball. Harry She's a 117. He loves that position off, just that sort of standing there in the middle of the park, just demanding the footy. Wayne Malira, 112. I thought he had an all right game in there. Who did they play again? Who did they play? I forgot who they played, to be honest with you. Who did they play? They played Freo when they lost, so yeah. He's done all right since coming into my side. Nothing groundbreaking, but he sort of hasn't been as bad as what I thought he was originally. After he dropped, I think, a couple of stinkers back to back, and I thought, oh no, I picked the wrong guy here. Yeah, you can see in this period here, I was like, oh, I picked the wrong guy here. He's going horrific, and now he's just put up bang, 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 and done all right. He's not been outstanding, but for value for money, he's almost up and around the marker. And then closely, I had to take the 49, which sucked because that was dumb of me because I put Graham here, and if I had Bonner here, I would have been able to do it. But then again, it was almost the best case scenario as I lost, I believe, 2 points to that decision. 2 points, not the end of the world, especially when I had Sweet out because Vicentini because Ken Hinkley thought it was smart to play Vicentini. In the end, they got a win, but that was because solely of Butter's behalf rather than Vicentini, who got destroyed in the ruck. Who'd have thunk that? And Graham didn't play, which sucked for his cash gen, but he will be out in the next couple of weeks unless he gets a game again, as his job security is a little bit on the ropes. Like I was saying with the fantasy video, I genuinely believe that he will probably not get a game anytime soon, given the fact that he didn't get a game here and their Swallow was getting games ahead of him and stuff like that. Butters 127, I thought he was really good, especially last quarter. Bontempelli 93, he really sucked this year, but it's Bont. He can return a 140 game in SuperCoach so easily. Sam Walsh got tagged for an 85. I'm not too disappointed in this, as we knew the tag was coming about a week in advance. That's why for people with Dale, I would be worried. So yeah, Sam Walsh 85. I think he just returns back to his 120 type play. Raul was immense up against the Cats there. Absolutely huge. A 128 was really, really valuable there. Steele in 86, I thought he recovered late. I think he had something like 30 in the last quarter. especially late on, trying to just tackle to get his score up. I think he had about 4 tackles in the last 10 minutes. Clayton Oliver, a 124 in a bad game. Really happy about that. He's starting to return to form. If he can get some marks there, that's probably a 140. Tom Green, a 95. He did all right, but they just capitulated, to be honest with you. And it's Tom Green, but he has the bye next week and a 71 break even this week. So he should start to get up there in price again slowly. But yeah, if you take out that 7 game, or 5 game in Supercoach, he's averaging like a 115 or a 120. So yeah, he's fine. Simple as that. And then Riley Bunner, 100 for him. He just continues to churn out the scores, which is good. Basically nothing on the bench. Sullivan did gain 50 odd K, 64K for Sullivan. So he's got, if Sullivan can play another 2 to 3 games, he probably doesn't even need to play during the buys, to be honest with you. After his sort of bye week, I think they have, do they have 14? I don't want to do that. I just wanted to check Sullivan's bye week. I believe they have 14. I don't think they have 15. I believe they have 14. Nope, they have 15. Okay. So he may be a guy that we just trade off on his bye week, just to another rookie, and as simple as that. So yeah. Then Gorn, 109 in a ruck battle where he looked pathetic. What can you do? Jackson looked really good, and 154. When he solo rucks and he is efficient, my God, does it look good. A 154 for him. And yeah, he's put out a 154 and a 178 when he solo rucks before. So yeah, they just don't know what Freo are doing with their ruckman on about 1.8 to 2 million a year. Yeah, so just Jackson should be solo rucking or Darcy should be solo rucking. None of this chop out roll from Jackson. It just negates what he's doing. He even scores the same amount of goals basically as he does as a forward when he rucks. Sweet should be back this week, which should push Jackson back here, push Livingston back into here. We'll get to that in a minute. And yeah, he should be back, as Vicentini looked horrific against the Hawthorn, which really shows something given that he still would, Vicentini would do horrifically against basically half the rucks in the competition if he lost out the ruck battle to Meek, and that convincingly. So Sweet should be back, and all we need from Sweet is 2 good weeks of cash generation, as an 85 gets him 70k, and I'm pretty sure if we look at his projections, another 85 81 the week after gets him 26k. So yeah, he should be up to I'm projecting he gets up to 350k by the buys, and 350k by the buys. I will honestly probably just trade him in his bye week, up to a English or a Marshall. Someone will wait and see, as I'm not burning too many points, and there's other fixes that I've got to make, especially as I value Sweet as a ruckman against North Melbourne over other guys at the moment. Especially with their full quartet of midfielders back, of Wines, Butters is there obviously, Rosie should be back from what we're seeing. I believe, is he back? I believe Rosie's back, right? Let me just check that as a matter of fact. Let me just check. Connor, Rosie. I've been saying all week that he's back. Latest. He's a lock at the moment, as per 19 hours ago. So yes, he should be playing. It should be playing is what we're getting, but we had the same thing last week and then he got ruled out. So we'll see. But if he does, then that means a 3-pronged midfield alongside Jason Horne-Francis and Boat. I don't know if he takes any CBAs at the moment, but that should really help Sweet out with getting the hit-outs to advantage that are a massive stat for ruckman. And yeah, he can just generate that. And if he doesn't butcher the ball, he could be on for a 120, 130. That's how good he is with just generating Supercoach scores. Heaney, Zorko, Flanders, that is a dream forward line. I cannot believe that I went through all of the lines before picking forward line. And then you got Darcy Wilson, 75, one that probably has to go soon. Sean Darcy, Sam Darcy. I get Sean Darcy and Sam Darcy mixed up every single week. Sam Darcy, 84, comes up against the Swans backline, which is a little bit undersized, so he might take a couple of contested grabs, which will be annoying, but yeah, Sam Darcy is the wild card, I think, tonight. And then you got Nat 5, who just needs to go. He's been horrific. I wish I had kept Harley Reid, but that was a mistake. But anyway, and then Nuon and Livingston didn't play, so yeah, I feel like I'm in a really good position. 17 trades left. 162k in the bank, and the trades that I am doing this week are Nat 5, you can stuff off. That's that. And he goes to break even. He goes to Fraser. Some have been saying, oh yeah, you should go to Joe Richards. But the problem I have with Joe Richards is I don't see him playing. Like, I don't see him playing in a week or two. Like, call AFL.com. Then we go to latest injury lists. And you'll see what I mean, I think, here with Collingwood, if we get down to them, where they're here. Jamie Elliott, TBC. Jordan Gower, TBC. Beg. Hoskin Elliott, TBC. Jeremy Howe, TBC. Concussion for McCreary is a test. Reef McGuinness, 1 or 2 weeks. Brody Myercheck, a test. The thing about Richards is I genuinely think he could be out of the side in 1 to 2 weeks. And that'll be right around the buys. And so I want rookies that are actually playing, especially in the forward line. So I'm going to go with Joel Fraser, who should be playing just because he is, he should be playing, honestly. It's as simple as that. And then who was the other trade? Oh, yes. And how do I get him into the side necessarily? Oh, that's how I do it. So that around. I know I should have just done this differently. It's not really break even, is it? It is round 11 key stats. We'll do it that way. We'll do it. Sorry, we won't do it that way. We'll do round 10 summary. We'll do 3 round average, and then we'll go here and we'll get in Zach Fisher. Very obviously basically same set of trades in both platforms, as that seems to work. And then we just go here for Sam Darcy. And then I'm pretty sure that's how I'm going to line up. And there was no point going with that there. And basically the whole plan is, if Sam Darcy does score well, I can basically just chuck... where is it here? There's surely another forward that I've got here. Fraser I cannot chuck forward. So, wait, is it Clark that I get rid of? Or is it... let's just check here. Maybe if I get rid of Garcia and I go Garcia instead of Clark there. There you go. So yeah, getting rid of Clark at the moment. Still have 145k in the bank as well for next week, which could coincide with getting rid of a Graham and potentially a Closey and just getting another primo and a rookie. Or potentially going Graham, Garcia and a Sweet up to or Graham, Garcia and a Darcy up. Something like that. There are so many options, but the good thing about these sets of trades and getting Fisher in, as we talked in the fancy video, is he basically has a free run with McCutcheon being out injured TBD, was it? To be determined, to be confirmed or whatever you want to call it. That usually means more than after their bye. So I wouldn't be surprised if McCutcheon, he's on the old, on that treadmill, that something gravity treadmill or whatever you want to call it. That means he's probably more than their buy away, which is 2 weeks. So will be interesting to see. But that pretty much is the video there, going through the trades. Fraser, I'm just bringing in as more security. And yeah, if Sam Darcy scores really well, then I probably will just chuck Darcy Wilson off, because he's got the tougher matchup in Melbourne, so he probably won't score terribly well. And then also, yeah, so I'll probably just chuck Biggie on the field, and that'll cover for Sam Darcy if Sam Darcy goes well. Hugo Garcia. If Fraser goes well as well, then I can just chuck... I can probably just chuck someone in the... I'll find a way, if Fraser goes well, to probably just chuck Bonner into the back line and Closey off is probably the way I'll go. Bonner into the back line, Closey into the midfield, and then probably a Hugo Garcia on field. But yeah, there's so many options here, and just using the subs bench effectively. And we have our loop through Livingston, and then the captaincy for this week is going to be Zorko captain. I know, crazy. And then I think Nick Dacos VC, just because of the way the games are structured here. He plays second on a Friday night at 8:10 against Freo. I don't think they'll run anyone with him, to be honest with you. And the way he's playing, his last 3 games have been all right. I think they've had, one game breaking... Like, look at his last couple games here. 147, 150, 147, 105. That 105 would have been about 150 if he had not scuffed the ball. So, yeah, he's looking really, really good at the moment. And, yeah, just gonna hope that he goes again large. But that is pretty much the video there, going through all of my selections there for SuperCoach. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.